on the 34th minute, or less than 10 minutes later, Liverpool scored a goal. And it's worth noticing that Liverpool scored a legitimate goal with 10 players against a very good side, and Liverpool teared them open with a brilliant Mo Salah pass and a wonderful Luis Diaz finish. Absolutely the perfect goal, counter-attack goal when you're playing with 10. Liverpool scored it. They did every single thing right, and some fucking idiot who can't understand what's gone on ruins that for Liverpool. And this is obviously, it's been spoken about everywhere. Liverpool have made statements and all that, John. But effectively, some clown didn't realise that the goal had been given. What we're told, some clown didn't realise the goal had been chalked off. He thought it was a goal, so he says check complete, and the game carries on. Like, there's incompetence, and then there's this, and this is like, it's staggering. There's a lot of people claiming conspiracies, and I'll be honest, I've never been one to go conspiracy theories. I just don't. It's not for me. But like, when it's this bad, it's like, what the fuck's happened there? Because it's diabolical. It is genuinely diabolical.
Oh, it's like, it's so mad that you just like, this can't be real life. And then like all the stuff that come out after the match as well, where they're saying, you know, oh yeah, you know, he gave check complete because he thought the goal was given, and you're going, but isn't the 7 fellas in with him? We've all got the same images in front of them, all going, no, he's flagged for it. The first thing that happens is you see the line out, flagged for offside even before the goal.
Does he not realise? Like, what's he watching when Luis Diaz puts his hand on his head, and they're taking a free kick, and then it's staggering, isn't it? It really is.
It's just like, it's like, say, I'm not one for conspiracy theories either, but like I was saying last night, like, did all the sandwiches or something come in, or did he just knock off? Did he just go to goal sound kind of thing? Because you're like, because the other thing that come out of it obviously as well was the thing with the lines, and you're going, they're trying to explain that away, if you like, in terms of, you know,
we don't draw the lines.
We don't draw the lines because it was a goal. You know, but you go, yeah, but you meant to check every goal. Like, when you look at the rules in the Premier League, it says we check, one of the 4 things we check is we check when there's a goal. So you meant to check anyway. So why didn't you check? You know, even if you thought it was a goal, you've just not done your job. Like, and that's where I think the lid they've tried to keep on this is that, like, that starts bringing the sporting integrity of the league into question, because it's like, well, if you've not done that, what else have they missed? And I know that way is conspiracy theory, but it's like, no, but there's clearly an issue here. Like, if you're missing something that obvious, you know what I mean? It's like pulling up to, like, if you're in your car and you pull up to a red light and keep going, it's red, mate. You know what I mean? like.
Whatever happens. I suppose as well, Sam, what makes it worse, I suppose, and it's bad, it's really bad, is that they've decided they can't stop the game again. Would anyone in the world have kicked off if they blew the whistle and said, "Soz, something was wrong with the technology, actually it was a goal"? Tottenham fans might have been like, what the fuck? But then they saw the replay and eventually they've gone, you know what, something obviously hasn't worked, there's a miscommunication. And it feels like by making one mistake and then not rectifying the mistake, it doubles down on the mistake. And we've all probably had times in our lives where you've messed up, and everyone messes up, and you've got 2 options: you own it, or you just ignore it and hope it goes away. This was never going to go away. It's a national televised game where every broadcaster in the world has got the ability to draw those lines. BN Sports did it straight away. Canal Plus did it straight away. I mean, ours never. Sky Sports, nice one for that. But everyone else straight away adds it. So you can't hide from this. So like, I don't give a toss of, oh, well, the rules say you can't stop the game again. Fuck the rules. The rules are broke. You've already broke the rules. The rules have gone. Fix the problem and just blow your whistle and go, lads, I'm really sorry. Something broke there. It didn't work. I think it happened. There was a goal line when goal line technology failed a few weeks ago, and VAR gave the goal, and everyone was like, oh yeah, you know, at least they've got to the right decision. They might have mulled around with the process a little bit. Why can't you just stop the game and just, well, as soon as you see Spurs take that free kick, who cares if the game's restarted? Blow your whistle and go, whoa, it's broke.
It happened in the United game the other year, didn't it, where they blown full time.
And then Fernando gets a pen.
Yeah, and they get a pen, and they win the game. So you can do it for that.
All that only exists if you actually believe what they're telling you, though. Like, let's just be real. The probability of what they're saying being the actual outcome is, we'll have to get Paul Tompkins on to tell us, but in terms of the data, but all of those things to have happened, I've got more chance to win the lottery next Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Than all of those things happening. Them getting to the point where, like you said, that we've made a mistake. Nobody knew it was a goal. They can all hear each other. It's lies. Mark Halsey rang up TalkSport and said, well, they can all hear each other. So how can all of that be true if they can all hear each other? There's a big thing that comes up on the screen saying possible offside. Like, goal, check to see if it's on. It's there, it's clear. The issue we've got for me now is that you've got 2 situations. You've got We know what happened, and now we've got this drummed up theory by the PGMOL about what they're saying happened, and then all this stuff in the middle that basically contradicts that. So, look, it's going a bit wild here, and I am not someone who believes like America took their own 9/11. Not at all, COVID, all that nonsense. But up until 5 years ago, the general public believed everything the government said, the newspaper said. I think we've got a stigma in this country that the officials can't just go, I'm not giving that goal, because they're humans, and where there's human error, there can also be human error where they just don't like a situation, or they just want to give a goal, or they make a decision there and then that they own, and that in England may well have just made the decision right there and then, that goal's not standing. And it doesn't mean that everybody else is in on it, it just means that he's made the decision there and then, or his mate has, or whatever's happened. But why can that not be the case? Why does there have to be a robotic, algorithmic answer to this that has to have ended somewhere? Because most mistakes that are made in life are made by a decision that a human's made, and it's usually a conscious decision. Running a red light, cheating on your wife or girlfriend, not going into work one day and lying that you were well and getting caught on the telly at the match. It's been seen, loads of people have done it. All these type of things are conscious decisions. But when it comes to the PGMOL and the decisions they make, yesterday the one with the penalty that wasn't given, was it for Brentford or was it for...
Yeah, it's a joke.
That's a conscious decision. That's not a mistake. Someone's looked at that and gone, I'm not giving a penalty for that. They're going against what they're told the rules are. But again, I don't believe that in England's looked at that with all the information in his head and gone, and made a mistake. I think for whatever reason, they've just decided they're not going to allow the goal to stand. I suppose. And we'll never know why.
That's the next part, John, is that whether you believe them, some of us do. I tend to think I do. Sam doesn't, which is sound. Enough, yeah. It is what it is. The only way you know is you've got to let us hear it. Yeah. The only way that they can get out of this now is to go, what's happened? They took him off. The guy had flown to the UAE on Thursday. That's a thing in this as well. So whether you believe that, that dodgy finance, whatever you believe, or he's just fucking, he's had a long haul flight the day before he's meant to be doing his job. And like you said, he just lost concentration. That kind of helped. Either way, you've got to release the audio and show what happened and say, listen, because at the moment, right, there's a lot of people thinking we've just been diddled. Like it was like conspiracy. It might have been, it might not have been. We don't know.
I think Liverpool might do as well.
Liverpool's statement hasn't accepted the apology kind of thing. The only way we're ever going to know what's happened is, can you listen into the audio and see what's happened? Did anyone at any stage say, should be a goal? What happens when the game starts again? It looks on the TV like someone says something, Simon. You can hear him listening, and he kind of goes to those whistling and doesn't, and he knows it's gone wrong. Who made the decision then not to stop the game and go, you know what? It's only 20 seconds ago. I understand there's been a free kick since, but like sometimes you've seen players take quick free kicks and then the ref blew the whistle and go, no, wait. Like it's all these decisions until the audio of this, which is recorded, is released. It's anything goes. You can believe what you want.
It is, and like I think it's very much them getting their eggs in a basket and
the longer it takes, the more it
looks stingy, isn't it?
They could record it again. Yeah, we don't know now because it's not instant. Yeah. Because after the game, that file's not taken somewhere. Anything could happen now. They could all sit in a room and put out take after take till they get it right. I
suppose we don't know. It goes back to the question, doesn't it, John? Not only releasing the audio, let us hear it live.
Yeah, live.
I don't really watch rugby, but obviously I'll be honest, I don't usually get that angry with it. I kind of accept it, but I've watched everything this weekend about official. I watch cricket all the time, and during the DRS process, you hear every step of the way. So it's fair delivery, blah blah blah. As he hit it, no, okay, let's move. You hear everything.
Run it past one more time for me. Yeah, clear gap there.
You hear everything on this. Anytime there's a VAR, why can't we hear it live? Just checking that goal note, and then because soon if it went, yeah, he's onside, check complete. The whole world would have gone, whoa. Yeah, it's clearly an error. Someone in the ground will have heard that and gone, no, that can't happen. But because it's all secrets and they're all looking after each other, it just breeds this. It breeds anger and contempt and theories and reactions. That's just no good for the game.
But there's two sides to this, I think. There's the element of Howard Webb and sort of fronting it. And, like, as you said, like, why haven't they come out and done something straight away other than putting the statement out, which wasn't an apology. Let's also get that in there.
It wasn't,
for everybody who keeps saying it was an apology, it wasn't.
We acknowledge it's significant human error. I'm not saying sorry for it. Sorry I've cheated on you, love. I did cheat on you, mate. It was a significant human error. See you later. Let's just get on with it. Let's get together, yeah.
But we've seen all the things with him on Sky with like Carragher and Neville and stuff, and trying to make it we're being more upfront with this year and trying to be more transparent. But if you're going to be more like, if he come out yesterday or even today even and said, right, there was a big mistake, this, that and the other, and here's what we're going to do, and we're going to assess this process, and, you know, whatever the decision they come to, and loads of people keep saying this is mad, but like, oh, like, well, we're going to record it as a goal and give the draw and all that stuff. People would, like, obviously Spurs fans would be unhappy, but I think a lot of people would just go, do you know what, fair play. Like he said he was going to own it. He's come out and he's owned it and he's done something.
See, my issue on that, to interrupt you there, John, is that why is he doing the review? He's the boss. He's part of the problem. How is he the one? Oh, we're going to conduct a full review. Review. Get someone to review you. It's gone worse since you've been here. Like, the refs were always bad. You've taken over with this. I'm Howard Webb. Look at me. I'm the man. I'm going to come and fix this. We're going to be a bit more lenient. You're not allowed to talk to us if you any abuse. And that's all fine. But then, how can you be the man reviewing your process? You're part of the problem.
Do you know what he did stay in America? Paul Dalglish, I don't know if any of you saw it last night, put a tweet out and I read it. It basically said, in America, because I think he was overseeing the refs there for a while or something, or he was the head ref or something, there was a game and in the 66th minute, it was 0-0. There was an indirect free kick given. The player plays it, someone goes and scores. The referee says corner, because apparently that's what it is if the ball goes in off a direct. Yeah. And there was a mistake made. It wasn't direct. It was someone had rolled it and they'd not seen that and realised it anyway. So the game finished 0-0. They looked back at it and realised that they'd not given a legitimate goal in the game. They replayed the game from 66 minutes. Like, because there was that much of a categorical mess up. Now, we don't have those rules in place over here, but we've never really had a situation. We've had penalties galore, but I can't think we've ever had a situation quite this stark before.
The one I was thinking of was when Sheffield United scored and the goal line technology broke. Remember Aston Villa? They scored the goal, and it was just like Sheffield United goal went down, and it was like. This is the point.
Could they see though? I can't remember.
Yeah, the camera angle was blocked. Yeah. VAR could see it, but VAR decided not to overrule goal line, and it was mad. But these are the points. Sam, is that it's bad for everyone. Look at Brentford the other day. The goalie just wellies someone on a thigh. No pen. Like,
that's wild.
And he's the problem. Howard Webb is part. It's his officiating crew. That's the problem. Whether you believe it's just an anti-Liverpool thing or they're just shit, and I tend to believe it's the latter. How is he the man to, well, I will look what's going on, I will fix it. It's like in your work, if your department was crap, it wouldn't be you.
Yeah.
It'd be like someone above you.
It'd
be someone else. That's what I can't get. I would like, I'm going to come out and full review and we'll look into it. Like, mate, your fucking referee couldn't decide if someone was offside or not. Like, it's your problem.
The second part I was going to say is that it's the refereeing side of it as well. Yeah. So you've got all the thing of what you've just said in terms of Webb, but you've got the side of it as well of all the Spurs players gesturing for cards and not getting booked, which is a whole other thing that's come out after the game. And so where's the inconsistency? Why has that been allowed to happen? You've got the thing obviously around the trip to the UAE, but you've also got all the stuff which I wasn't aware of, to be honest, at the start of the season, around the thing around who were going to bring the automated offsides in, and we said no to it.
Why? Did we though? Because I was told that it was the PGMOL because the margin for error wasn't there.
A PGMOL went to the clubs with the data and said, "Here's what it is. Do you want it?" And the club said no. That's kind of what it is.
Apparently so, yeah.
Apparently. But that's what I think. I think if that wasn't the case, I think the clubs would have.
I don't really understand why they would, though. It's been the World Cup and the Champions League, which are the two biggest.
Because I think they've obviously put faith in that a fella can draw the right line on the right fella. That's what they've done.
This is another thing, though, is I'm not sure the clubs would put, because they've all been shafted. You know, United will cry it. We always say get everything the other day. There'll be somewhere in the last 7 years, City will have one time been shafted. Arsenal cry it all the time. Everyone's always saying it's bad. I don't understand why they wouldn't. I mean, anyway, it's another argument. I think both exist. I think both exist, as in they are just crap, but I do think there's definitely some version of unconscious bias in there as well in certain games. And the article we were talking about before, I don't know if you want to plug it if you want to, is really good. It's Paul Tompkins, he talks about it and he shows the data of swing of the different big decisions, and he does digress and talk about how referees tend to play the home team. He calls them the homer. The home team does happen, and then you get a ref from Manchester or ref from Manchester team, and actually the data shows that they probably give a little bit more against, even though we probably feel the opposite when they've got a Manchester team involved in it and stuff like that. And it's a really good read, but it breaks the data down and it actually makes it hard to look away from the fact that some teams get more than others. But yeah, look, I think both exist. I think you've got a situation where you've got a job for the lads, where you've got ex-referees coaching young referees. Howard Webb, who's an ex-referee in charge of it all. I believe someone told me, this could be wrong, that his other half's involved in the PGMOL as well. I don't know if that's true. But it's just
also, like, the VAR is the ref's mate. They know each other.
Yeah, they should be separate, shouldn't they?
Get rid of them. And they tried it with Mike Dean, and it just so happened that Mike Dean was fucking... And he still knew the people. Yeah. But that was the right process. It doesn't have to be a ref. Get someone who doesn't know. Get like an old refs. Like, get refs who are in the 50s. Who they're not fit enough to play anymore, but they have got no relationship with these guys. And let them do, because when Mike Dean says, "Oh, I didn't want to send that to the screen."
Why do they have to be a ref though? Because
someone who knows the game and the laws.
But even still, all your job to do is in that room is to show the referee on the pitch another angle or another view. So my job is, I think by the vague rules of football that might be a red card or a handball. What I'll do, ref, is I'll just show you it on the screen again. You make your decision. You don't have to be a referee to do that. Anybody can do that. You just got to know the rules of football. This is the problem. Everyone thinks it has to be a referee.
Yeah, it's fair enough. For me, right, I guess sometimes, like, the rules, doubling down on a bad mistake, John, because you've made a mess of it. If we believe their statements, let's put it this way, the game's restarted and they know that something's gone wrong and they don't fix it, that to me is worse. Because you know what? Sometimes mistakes can happen. It happened. We saw the Brighton game when they drew the line after the wrong fella's foot. Like, mistakes can happen, and that one kind of... They never realised that mistake until much later. These lads knew this straight away. They all knew. Could they have to? Could they realise it's still 0-0? So they're not idiots, you know. I mean, they might be, but it's still 0-0, and Spurs have just took a free kick. They know at that exact moment, nuts. You could easily just go, listen, I know the rules say technically we can't do this, but that was a goal. We've messed up. There was a miscommunication. I thought it was a goal, and I've told them check complete. Actually, it wasn't a goal. Because if you give that statement at half time, and with the lines, you go, actually, it was onside, everyone's all right with that. Even Spurs fans will go, you know what? It's a bit rubbish that they get it, but it's right. The fact that they just allowed it to go on, and you can see him getting told, and he goes, oh no. He looks like, that's the worst with me. Like, just fix your mistake. Own it and say, soz, miscommunication, I thought it was a goal. He was that onside that I thought there's no way that's been given offside. But no, they just played the game.
No, and like you say, like, how are you supposed to have faith in those institutions if they don't do that then? You know what I mean? Because, you know, again, you see people talking about it last night saying, but it's trivial. Like, you know, over the season it works out, which is the cliche.
Nonsense.
We've lost leagues on a point, do you know what I mean? And that's massive.
When Rodri's playing basketball on Everton's ground,
but that's the thing. It's like, they're not meant to be like... as you say, there was such a long period after that, and we're so used to it now. I think there's part of the game that when there's a goal, there's a review, and you know, sometimes it's like 2 or 3 minutes. And I don't think they even showed. I don't know if it was that or the tackle with Jones, but they didn't even show it in the ground until after. It was like
the Jones one, because they all went boo, didn't they?
So it's like, you know, a lot of times, like, it's not as if the fans are in the dark anyway. Like, no one in that, you know, that stadium was aware what was going on, but obviously a lot of fans will have been like, that's clearly onside.
Well, there's an easy way to fix it, is that you just blow the whistle, give the goal, and then put on the screen the picture of the goal with the line saying onside, and then everyone goes, that's it. Even every Spurs fan will just look at it and go,
you get back into that thing, though, I think, with this as well, where, like, you know, I think everybody made this point who was sort of a pundit like yesterday, was that we all sort of agreed that goal line technologies work, and we were all sort of roughly saying actually offsides work, and it takes a bit to draw the lines, but it works. If you're calling that into question, when it's like, I can get the, you know, the red card thing, like, it's a matter of opinion. Do you give a tackle? Do you not give a tackle? You're offside or you're onside. And he was clearly onside. Do you know what I mean? So if we're meant to be like the best league in the world, certainly the richest league in the world, but you know, if we can't have that standard of refereeing, then what does that say about, like, where we are with the game? And, you know,
get rid of it.
Well, it begs the question as well. Like, forget what all the stuff I was saying. Well, in no matter which way you look at it, if you look at it as there's some unconscious bias, conscious bias, or just horrendous decision making, how many times has this happened before? How many leagues, how many qualification finishes, how many relegations, cups, games have actually gone the wrong way because someone's just made a terrible mistake and it's not been, and the game's just carried on, and like you say, using this black and white technology. You've got to stop the game. As soon as that guy sees the free kick, I don't care if it's the ref, Dad in England, the fourth official, fucking Howard Webb gets on the phone to Tottenham and stops the game. Like, that's got to stop. It's baffling.
Sorry to think, you know, but that's the point again, though, is we keep saying, like, Dad in England and Hooper the ref, but there's more than just those two. There's a whole team.
There's the assistant VAR as well.
Yeah, there's 2 linesmen, there's a assistant VAR, there's a fourth official who was in the UAE the other day. Yeah, it's baffling.